knew that Chris Pennington will be doing another look back so soon? When I started this month, I was really goal-oriented and I wanted it to be over so I could look at my goals and what I had been doing and what was done. And then Pride happened. Pride month is in June, so typically most cities celebrate Pride, have a Pride parade, have Pride-related events in June. And while Austin does have some Pride-related events in June, they also have Austin Pride Parade, the Austin Pride Parade in front of the Capitol in August. I went with my friend Christy, who actually, our collaboration video is coming later this month, which is really exciting. But Cheer Up Charlie's, a really cool LGBTQ plus bar in Austin, was going to be hosting its very first trans pride. So after the Pride Parade, they were going to have trans performers and singers performing there. They were going to have some little like dance-offs and contests on stage, and exclusively focusing on trans pride, which I think is really cool because as much as LGBTQ people have in common, really being a trans person is not necessarily anything to do with being, you know, having being a part of a sexual orientation minority, because you could be a trans person and just be straight. Okay, so we go to this bar, and it was really just like poly night because I'm showing up to the bar after the parade with my friend Christy, but I'm going to meet Evelyn there, who's there with one of her partners, who's there with one of their partners, who they also have another partner there, and my girlfriend runs into someone else that she's been seeing while we're there, partially just showing you like how small the queer community is. And that bar was packed. You were like this to the person next to you, all out in the yard, all out inside the building. I was getting a little bit claustrophobic, and I think Christy was as well. I got to one point where I was like trying to sit on the railing above some people, beside some people, kind of lean over and take a deep breath, and asking some of my friends to like step back a couple steps from me because I do get a little claustrophobic sometimes. And then someone suggested we get on the dance floor, and I at that moment didn't have anyone to dance with. Like Evelyn was dancing with someone else, and so I was just, you know, I was soloing it, I was having a good time. And then I caught the eye of this person that was dancing in the crowd, and they were super hot. So I tried to catch their eye, and I felt like I did, and they caught my eye back, and you know, things escalated as things do. Some people probably just think this is a super common thing that young people do, but I don't go out that much. So I was very into this. I guess what was really interesting is because it was trans pride, I realized like 30 minutes into dancing with this person that I literally had no idea what their sex or gender was. I mean, and I didn't care. I mean, I'm pan, but like I found that kind of curious. I found that kind of interesting that I had gone 30 minutes without once wondering what was in this person's pants or like how they identified, you know, what they were assigned at birth. Like I hadn't asked that question once in my head, you know, and I didn't know. I didn't know. They were like ambiguous enough to where one thing leads to another. We end the great night and go home with, I go home with my friend and Evelyn, and I was pretty hungover the next day. I was pretty messed up the next day, but from that day on, I start seeing this person that I had such a lovely time with, and you know, I'm not gonna jump the gun saying much about it, but let's just say I really like them. And I finally also, like earlier in the week, had reached out to someone, earlier in the month had reached out to someone who I'd seen around at different events, and been like, hey, so can we like actually go out together, you know? And sometime after Trans Pride, they basically clarified with me, being like, yeah, and yeah, I would love that, and this is this is a date, right? Because like I'd love to date you. And literally that same day or the next day, someone else that I had met at Trans Pride was like, hey, you're a cutie. You want to get to know each other better? And I was just like, oh. A couple of my coworkers from work that I had actually gotten to be really good friends with are leaving. Like people are leaving the coffee bean that I worked at, just because the cycle of life, you know. One of them was moving to California, so we went to his birthday party, we went to his hangout another time. One of my coworkers invited me to her birthday, and I just felt a lot of the love from like my coworkers. And I haven't ever really had like a coworker family before. I've never really been like friends with my coworkers before, so that was like a super new experience. And at the same time as this was happening, my boss comes up to me. Okay, literally the same week, my boss comes up to me and she's like, so I told you about this opportunity at this other coffee bean. And she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that they really need shift leaders and you'd be great for that role. Basically what ends up happening is I get promoted to shift leader at a new coffee bean location with a raise. I'm now full-time. I'm now gonna have benefits. And I had like pay raise, benefits, full-time, moving up my company, 3 cuties hitting me up to hang out with them, and be invited to birthday parties of my coworkers. And in the meantime, I still have my friends that I'm just like, that want to hang out and play games and stuff. And I was that one morning when it all kind of hit around the same time, I was a little high. I was kind of on cloud 9. But another thing that happened was I was accepted to join a coven, like an intro class to this coven that I want to be getting into. I started volunteering this month. I don't know how all this stuff can be in the same month, but I started volunteering this month for Out Youth. And it's just an overflow of like community and positivity and cool, good humans that just work. And wow, it's blowing my mind. I've been getting like closer to Evelyn as well because we're in a relationship and we grow ever closer. Like it's not that complicated, but it's kind of been cool because she's been real busy with her computer projects and building stuff and seeing new people, and I've been real busy with my stuff that's going on over here. And so whenever we do see each other, sometimes we're in and out, but whenever we do see each other, it's just like we cherish it even more, you know? Oh wow, it's a whole new world. And I don't even know what to title this video. All of these things, what's the theme here? Like plenty, like flourishing. Like my mental health has been way more stable. And the main reason why, besides just like all this community and everything, has been the practice of self-confidence. So I don't apologize for who I am to anybody for my needs, which sometimes I have unusual needs. Like I can't have physical touch at certain times, or I can't eat at the same times as other people or the same foods as other people. I need a certain amount of alone time per day versus together time with other people. I need certain space sometimes, like I get claustrophobic. All of those things I stopped apologizing for. And when I'm speaking to people, I continue and finish my sentences, and I don't apologize for anything that I say, obviously unless it's like offensive. But I don't backpedal my sentences as much. I don't apologize as much. And I never would have thought a couple of years ago that that was going to be a good thing. I kind of thought it was a good thing that I was apologizing constantly, that would make people like me better, because I would be seen as somebody who was obliging but I don't like people who are super obliging, and I don't like people who want people to be super incredibly obliging. So that's just not my goal at all anymore. I want people to voice their needs and their desires, and 100% all the time, and we all figure out how to logistically help each other out, and when we can, and honesty and communication, and all of those things. So yes, all the good vibes, all the good vibes. So lookbacks. Next year, I do not think that I'm going to be continuing with the lookback format. I've been doing these monthly lookbacks for over a year now, and they're incredible. They document a process that's really nuanced, of me finding my footing in Austin in the last over a year, the last year and a half. By the time I finish this year, it'll be almost 2 years that I've been doing lookbacks. Wow, that's crazy. But anyway, it'll be almost 2 years that I've been doing the lookbacks. And I don't want to continue them anymore because they're very me focused. They're very established on this, they're very focused on this journey of like me as an individual, adjusting from the person that I had been in my religious community, subtly adjusting and fitting into the person that I am now. Thank you for watching my August look back, and thank you for all the lookbacks that you have watched. If you haven't watched any of my lookbacks, the playlist is here. Warning, you will see a very different person at the beginning of that whole series than you see right now, but that's how it is. And until I see you again, always remember that we are epic heroes today and every day of our lives. And was there a moral to the story? Like, I don't know, just keep at it. Keep at the journey and the fight of for your life and your identity and your future, and it will be amazing. That's what I'd love to leave you with. Please take that to heart. And I'll see you in the next video.